Hey guys, welcome back, or I'll say welcome back for myself. It's been a couple months since I've done one of these live videos with Epoxy, and once again, bear with me on the live feed because I am going to be carrying the camera myself, and the sound might be a little off just because it's storming outside. So, hey Jeffrey, thanks for joining in. Renee, thanks for joining in. So I've already mixed up my epoxy. I'm going to switch you around just to speed things up because this process takes a little while if you've ever watched one of mine before. So I've got two-part epoxy. This is the type that I use. It's a Pro Marine crystal clear. And I've mixed up about 32 ounces. The project that I'm going to be working on it's for soccer actually. It's called a kickback board. And we're going to do a pretty cool design on this thing. And do not judge my garage. I just have too many projects going on. And for some reason, we just had power trip. Okay. So, the new techniques that I'm going to try out, I don't know if it's going to work with this type of epoxy. So that's where I was saying it might be a fail. It might be a fail because of this. So we're going to do blacks and blues and have some fun with some metallics. Should be pretty cool. So here's the part that I'm not sure if it's going to work. I'm going to use spray paint to help tint some of my epoxy. So I want that to be pretty dark. When you see a mess everywhere, I had a little failure moment before I went live. I went full power on my drill on accident, and it threw the epoxy all over the place, including on myself. It was a pretty great situation. Okay, so we've got black, we've got clear. We're gonna do some of this ink blue. Hey Jeff, hey Steven, Robert, Cindy, Joe, Todd, Patrick, Otto, Sarah. Wow, there's a ton of people watching me. Hope this isn't too bad. Genevieve, Jacqueline. Like I said, this is going to take a while, so if you get bored, you can always come back and watch the video once it's done and post on Facebook. You don't have to necessarily hang out with me the whole time. I'd appreciate it though. All right, so this colorant, this metallic that I use, it's called mica powder, and you don't have to. Oh, I was gonna say you don't have to use all that much. I just used a lot more than you need. Just means that the color is gonna be a lot more dense. So we're gonna mix it up pretty good. I'm also gonna try out some new layering techniques that I've learned with this project. If it all works, it should turn out pretty freaking cool. If it doesn't, well, it's epoxy. I can sand it down and I can start over. So, I'm just gonna get some clear on here. Not doing anything too special. Just kind of spreading it out. I'm doing this for flowability. You're gonna see me using my hands a lot on this project. I normally don't. If you hear me scream, it's because I shouldn't have used my hand and the epoxy has gotten hot and melted through my glove. So normally I'll use a roller Gives me a little bit better even coverage. Well, this project, I already know that I'm going to sand it down at the end. I'm not looking for a perfect final finish on this layer. And it doesn't have to be perfect by any means. You see, I'm just kind of moving it around a little bit. Now, if you notice, there's spray paint on these boards already. Now, the big board is just 3/4 inch plywood, and these little pieces are MDF. The paint that I put on there is just to kind of seal it a little bit and to add a little bit more dimension to, just in case you see through some of this top coat that I put on here, you'll see a little bit of dimension underneath instead of it just being one solid color. Hey Lisa, John, Michael, Robert, Joseph, Justin, Stuart, Anthony, James. Hey guys, thanks for popping on here. I appreciate it. All right. So, we are going for kind of a stone look on this. Some of what I do may not make all the sense in the world right off the bat, but it'll make sense once it all comes together. If you have something you want me to add to it, you know, just pipe in. I'll see if it ties in with what my overall plan is on this project. If it doesn't, sorry about you. Maybe next time. So what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of blending this a little bit so that it doesn't look quite as rigid for this black color. I'm not quite good enough to make it look like real stone. Maybe someday I'll get there. Right now we're just going for a really, really cool design. It'll most likely look fake, just being honest, but it'll have some cool features to it when we're done. And I'm trying to work pretty fast. I'm sorry if I'm not talking all that much. This epoxy only has about a 20-minute pot life, so I need to get it onto the project relatively quickly. Otherwise, I won't have any time to work, or enough time to work. Kind of see this color is not too dark, which is perfect, or it's not too bright, which is perfect because it really is going to allow me to blend this together. I need a little bit more on here, so I'm actually going to pour. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Now, I mentioned this is going to be a 2-part pour, so it's not going to quite look like a finished awesome project tonight. It should look pretty cool, but it definitely won't look like what I'm going for as a whole. Not yet, anyway. So kind of what I'm trying to do now is just get base colors down, and then I'm going to start adding some layers to this. Now I used 32 ounces for this whole project. You're looking at about 3 ounces per square foot of table is what you should prepare for. Now this product can only be laid at about 1/8 of an inch. A little bit more, you'll be fine. It'll just run off the edge. So you see I'm just kind of blending with this dowel right now, just to kind of soften it, the edges. Okay, so I've got this really cool blue. It's called Nikon blue. And we're gonna add this in on the edges here. Oh, sorry, that wasn't letting you see this. So it's gonna kind of fill these voids, right? And we're gonna soften it all with my hands. Do a little blending. I was looking for some good contrast, and it looks like I'm getting it with this blue. So I'm gonna get some of this around the edge. Try to make this look a lot more fun than I usually do. All right. I'm gonna set you down for a second. So I'm going to soften this blue a little bit. A little more than I wanted, right? There we go. And where is my other blue? Okay, so I gotta mix up. I'm gonna set you down. I'm gonna mix up another color of blue real quick for a little bit more contrast. So this is Caribbean blue. It's pretty cool. Flip you around. So this one, oh, I'm spilling it all over the place. It is really hard to do things one-handed. If you've ever tried mixing things, videotaping, yeah, good fun. Okay, so I want to put a little bit of craziness in here with this blue. And now I'm going to get some detail. In these corners, just to really highlight them. Put a little bit more in here. Let's come around this. There we go. All right. Now we're coming through. Just kind of trying to highlight these and make them look like fractures, kind of. I'm going to repeat again, do not judge my garage. I got too many projects going on right now. I've been working on my backyard for the last 2 months. Actually, you know what? So I'm gonna add some silver mist to this. And actual silver spray paint, maybe. I think I might have just broke the, dang it. Just broke the lid, I think. Can make that work. Oop, that sucked. All right, check this out. I don't know if you can see the smoke coming out of that one. It's fun. All right, So I don't have too much paint left, or too much of the colors left that I need. I'm gonna add some more blues in here. What do y'all think right now? What do I need to fix or change? Anything? When do you stop? That's always the question. When is enough enough? A little upset that I just broke my my silver, because that was going to be something that kind of tied things together, and I broke that can because I was using one hand and got impatient. bit more of this on here. Just get a little bit more dimension. I saw that Jeff, you said some metallic gold would look good. I agree, but I'm trying to keep it all silvers and blues on this one. I do have the gold, but I'm wanting to stay away from that one. I think I'm done. I think I'm gonna, maybe not. I'm gonna soften this a little bit. Whoa. Sorry, I got motion sensor lights, and it's always great having the lights turn off while you're working. More view of my messed up garage. Pretty cool, huh? I had a ton of extra epoxy. That means I probably messed up somewhere. Just put a little extra on the sides here. I'll be doing a final coat. I'll be sanding all this down. And putting a flood coat on here, so and just because of the nature of this project, I'm not too worried about the sides matching up and flowing over. This was more just practicing these different techniques for the design. So that's pretty cool. That's how hot this stuff gets. That's actually hard. You can see that. So be careful, this stuff will catch fire. And it gets to a certain point where you should not be touching it with your hands. It will melt through your gloves. The more epoxy you have in a cup, the shorter pot life you're gonna have. So I'm just using the black right now, going over the edges. Use some of the blue, why not? It's here, right? So you see there's some fish eyes, some low spots and stuff like that. I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, I'll fix those in my next coat. I will be putting epoxy on the back of these, but I'm not gonna put a design. It'll just be a flood coat. It'll just allow it to hold up to the elements a little bit better, be a little bit more waterproof. So the flames, at this point, we're using them to pop bubbles. Some of the mist that I was spraying on there earlier has metallic, and it's isopropyl alcohol. It'll actually cause a lot of the bubbles to come up to the surface as well. When you're doing this, try not to allow the epoxy to start smoking. A little bit's okay, but in general, you do not want it to catch fire, especially. Okay. I have a couple more things I want to do. Black should be the correct. Yep. Almost perfect. So this black is really tacky, and that's kind of what I'm wanting. Might be a little too far gone, actually. I'm gonna have to set you guys down for a second. Okay, so my last little thing that I was gonna do is not gonna work. Or one of the last things. My black has gummed up, so I'm not gonna be able to use that. My blue might be all right. Oh, blue's gummed up too. Okay, so my last little thing now is I'm going to go for a kind of a stone look realistic thing. So I'm gonna use plastic. I'm sorry, I gotta set you down for this. I need 2 hands. So, use some plastic here.
How's it coming?
Pretty good.
You're gonna be higher than a kite.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. That does mention using adequate ventilation, doesn't it?
Shh. No video.
Okay.
All right, so that last step, changed it up to where I actually don't like what it did. So I'm gonna add a couple more little spritzes on the surface here. And I'm going to soften this area just a tidget. Looking for my black. There it is. Well, guys, I did not like the plastic thing that I did. I think it's still going to end up looking pretty sweet. But definitely not what I was going for the finished product. I liked it better without that last plastic effect. So I'm just gonna do a little bit more of this and hopefully get some more separation. So I was trying to make sure that I didn't catch on fire when I'm just spraying alcohol on top. Well, this definitely has a lot of natural movement to it, which is great. I think what happened with me doing the plastic is I did the plastic a little too early. This needed to set up longer. All right, here we go, guys. It's really hard to see exactly how it turned out because of the light in here. All I'm really seeing is gloss and silver, but it's actually pretty cool. Once I sand it down and do the flood coat, you're really gonna be able to see it, and it looks pretty cool. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me for the last while, and I'll post some pictures of the finished product, and I've actually got 3 more of these things to do. I'm gonna try something different on all of them. So if you enjoyed this, definitely leave some comments. Let me know what you would have liked to have seen different, and I'll try to do it in my next video. Anyway, hey guys, take it easy.